Aryana, welcome to WION. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Not a single woman is part of the Taliban's cabinet. Are you surprised at all?
Hello to you. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised at all because obviously, I already knew it. The Taliban have not changed, and they're the same bunch of terrorists who came to Afghanistan and took Afghanistan back to dark ages 20 years ago. Yes, they have been portraying a new face, and they are trying to tell the world that they have changed. But just yesterday, we saw a glimpse of the fact that they are not, that they have not changed, that they are the same Taliban.
Now, Aryana, for weeks now, world leaders have said that the Taliban should be judged by their actions and not their words and promises. They have announced the names of all those who will be leading the government. Terrorists have been named as ministers, as we've seen. Key positions have been given to at least 17 UN-sanctioned men in the government. Is there any reason to believe now that the Taliban have changed at all?
No, I think they just proved it by, replacing, for example, the Haqqani group as the heads of 2 or 3 ministries. And that itself, has proven the fact that they have not changed, that Taliban are still the same. People who actually did the 9/11 terrorist attack in America.
Now, the good thing is we've also seen some protests by Afghan women against Taliban's restriction that began in Herat and have spread to Kabul and even Mazar-e-Sharif. As an Afghan woman, describe to us, what is it like to protest under a Taliban-ruled country?
Well, you have to be quite brave to actually do something like that. I was quite thrilled to hear the news yesterday, and I saw clips of how Afghan women were protesting on the streets, willing to even die. But they had, accepted that anything can happen to them, but they were still eager to ask for their rights and scream for their freedom. This was quite amazing to me, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that.
My next question for you, the Taliban have said that they'll be dealing with the issue of women's rights later. There are no women in the government, as we have seen. What are they so afraid of?
I honestly don't believe any of the words they're saying right now. They're saying you will deal with it later. What does that mean? Why can they not deal with it right now? Why could they not, clear women's position right now when they actually announce, the heads of their new governments? Why are they making, these excuses? I don't understand. Actually, I do. I won't be surprised, because once they get recognized, they will turn back to who they were, and they will probably not let women even go outside anymore, because this is the Taliban that we know. This is the real face of Taliban.
Now, women have also been chanting anti-Pakistan slogans, as we've seen, further voicing their support for the resistance against the Taliban in the Panjshir province. What was your reaction when you saw these protests?
I was quite thrilled, as I mentioned before. Honestly, I really salute the Afghan women, how they have dared and how they're so brave enough to actually go on the streets despite the risks and despite the fact that they could be killed, that they could be beaten up. I mean, they've had enough. They've had enough of the war. They've had enough of being prisoners, for so many years that, now they want their voice to be heard. And obviously, they fear for the future. They fear for the future of their children. And I am so happy for the fact that Afghan people have woken up finally, and they're recognizing the enemy of Afghanistan, which is Pakistan. They're recognizing the fact that ISI has direct with Taliban. I mean, they just proved that by sending the head of ISI in Afghanistan the other day, and he was having tea with Taliban. Why was he in Kabul at all?
My final question for you, Afghans have been left to fend for themselves. Are you optimistic at all of any kind of international intervention at this point?
I mean, I have no choice but to be optimistic. Personally, I'm a very optimistic person. So I'm hoping, and this is why I'm doing all these interviews. I've done probably since the time I left Afghanistan, I haven't had a moment of, peace for myself. And I've been doing all these interviews because I want to raise awareness, and I want to be the voice for the millions of voiceless people in Afghanistan. And I'm really hoping that my voice will be heard, that the voice of Afghan nation will be heard, and that the international community would feel responsibility as human beings to help Afghanistan and get them out of this chaos and get them to freedom and help them.
Aryana, thank you so much for speaking to us at WION World is One. Thank you for all your insights. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.